If you care about how ordinary people actually survived World War II when systems collapsed and supply lines vanished, you're in the right place. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to the Legacy of Survival channel, because this is where we preserve the practical, uncomfortable and often ignored lessons history paid for in blood and hunger. What you're about to hear isn't nostalgia or theory. It's the hard-earned knowledge families used when governments confiscated resources and survival came down to what you could salvage, trade, or quietly repurpose. During the war, scavenging wasn't desperation, it was strategy. Civilians learned quickly that objects dismissed as junk before the war could mean food, warmth, medical care, or mobility afterward. These lessons matter now because preparedness isn't about gear catalogues. It's about understanding value when value systems break. You know, scavenging became a survival skill rather than just a last resort. It was honestly something people had to learn quickly if they wanted to make it through. Across occupied Europe, households adapted as formal markets disappeared. Currency lost its meaning, ration cards failed, and legal access to goods simply collapsed. Folks had to find new ways, really, just to get by. People who survived the longest weren't always the strongest, but, well, the most observant. Spotting opportunities and dangers made all the difference, you see. They understood which everyday items could be transformed, repaired, or traded quietly. It's fascinating, really, how they managed to see potential in the most mundane of objects. This same mindset applies today. Preparedness means learning how objects behave under scarcity, not abundance. It's about adapting and making do with what little you have, rather than relying on plenty. Glass bottles quietly became one of the most versatile survival tools. It's amazing to think how something so simple could serve so many purposes, isn't it? During World War II, well, glass bottles were reused endlessly. They served so many purposes like storing fuel, fermenting alcohol, preserving food, and even transporting liquids when metal containers were, requisitioned. Bottles with swing tops were especially prized. They sealed tightly without the need for rubber gaskets, which was quite a clever solution, really. Today, preparedness-minded folks can take a leaf out of history's book by stockpiling durable glass containers. These can be used for long-term storage of oils, vinegar, disinfectants, or even homemade medicines. It's a lesson that still holds value, don't you think? Fabric scraps and, well, worn clothing replaced formal medical supplies. Hospitals ran out of bandages early in the war. Civilians responded by boiling cotton sheets, shirts and undergarments to create sterile dressings. For modern preparedness, this means, understanding fabrics. Metal odds and ends became repair currency instead of scrap. Paper was not disposable, it was informational infrastructure. Prepared individuals today should store printed manuals on food preservation, first aid, and mechanical repair. Cooking fat became one of the most valuable scavenged materials. Folks found all sorts of ways to use it during those tough times. Wood ash quietly replaced multiple commercial products. It's amazing, really, just how many things people manage to do with something so simple. Footwear components were salvaged long after shoes failed. Even the smallest scraps found new purpose, showing just how resourceful people had to be. Containers of all kinds became tools, not trash. World War II civilians survived by understanding function over form. Start by auditing what you already own. If this kind of deep, practical history matters to you, subscribe to Legacy of Survival and share this video with someone who thinks preparedness starts and ends with gear purchases. History already ran the experiment for us. Our responsibility is to learn from it, preserve it, and pass it on.